Energy Country Ford presents Road Trippin', brought to you by Johnson Shell and 5 Point Credit Union.
We're road tripping in Beaumont, and a road trip here would not be complete without seeing one of the finest historic treasures in Southeast Texas, and it is the McFaddin-Ward House. I'm here with Marcus Powers to talk about what all you're going to see here at the McFaddin-Ward House. It's absolutely exquisite and just a historic home from 1906. Is that when it was built?
Yeah, it was built in 1906. The family moved in January of 07, so it's been here for more than 100 years. The museum itself has been here for almost 30, since 1986. But as you said, it's one of the grandest homes in Beaumont, to be sure. And
especially for that time period. It's still grand, but for that time period, it really was.
Yeah, it's 12,800 square feet, 3 floors. I mean, it's a big place, and it's an awesome place. We've got a lot of cool stuff inside of the house. We've also got other exhibits in our visitor center and our carriage house. But yeah, it's definitely a place to check out.
Tell us about some of the more exquisite things that you're going to see here when you come for a tour at the house.
Yeah, we're lucky because Mamie McFaddin-Ward, who left the house behind, she lived here her entire life. So she kept, everything. There's everything in our collection. We have, obviously pieces of furniture and china and stuff like that, but also receipts and just stuff like that. So so we are lucky that we have everything from almost her entire lifespan. We've got, I think it's something like 45 or 50 sets of china, wow. And I know we've got several things that are kind of famous. It's called Quetzal Art Glass Company. They made this vase that we have in our music room. They're kind of contemporary of Tiffany, and there's also a Louis Tiffany, a huge lampshade in our visitor center that's absolutely beautiful. And there's just a lot of things, too many to mention, in our collection in the house itself as well.
What room are we in right now? And describe what this room was used for.
This is one of my favorite rooms in the house. It's the breakfast room. It's the second kind of dining area. And it's supposed to be more casual, but it's not
pretty
too casual.
Formal.
Yeah,
it's a lot more formal than any of my casual spaces.
Yeah, when I think breakfast room, I think like my table, like kind of tucked in my kitchen. But this is definitely more than that. But as you can see right now, the beautiful stained glass windows. Yeah. That's the conservatory. It faces east, so in the morning the light would shine in when they were eating breakfast. It's really, really, really an awesome room.
I've always loved the lighting in this room. Tell us about these lights.
Yeah, these are kind of these really kind of unusual grape lights. I think there's 9 in here, or 7 or 8, but they just hang from there, and they're all like individual pieces of glass, and they're just really unusual. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. They're really different. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, I think you could spend an entire day just coming through the McFaddin-Ward House and looking at it, because there's so much to see. Everything is so different and unique. Tell us about the tours, how people can call you to take a tour. Are they private tours? How does all that work?
Yeah, we do tours for 6 days a week. Monday's the only day that we're closed. And then Tuesday through Friday, we have tours at 10, 11, 1:30, and 2:30. And on Saturdays, we have them at 10:30, 1:30, and 2:30. And on Sundays, it's first floor only, self-guided from 1 to 3, but they are free. But our tours are only $3 each, so they're definitely family and budget friendly.
And that's all 3 floors?
All 3 floors, yeah.
Plus the visitor center and the carriage house. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about those areas?
Yeah,
too?
And the house itself is a guided tour. The carriage house is self-guided, and it is ages 8 and up for the house itself, but we do welcome everybody, all ages, for both the visitor center and the carriage house. But you'll get a docent-led tour here in the house, all 3 floors. When you're finished with that, you can go to the carriage house, where we have Mamie and Carol's cars. I think one is from like 69 and one from 61. They're really cool and huge cars.
Really cool, huge cars.
Yeah, and there's also some housing over there for the employees. It's really neat to look at, as well as a gymnasium and a hayloft. In the visitor center, it's kind of rotating. We've got right now we've got demi-tasse cups. Sometimes we have different things, from the collection, things that aren't in the house that we still want to show off, because we've got a lot in storage.
And that changes. So even if someone's been here before, they might want to check back, because you're always showing something different, correct?
Yeah, we do. And we also change stuff in the house as well. And honestly, anytime you get a new docent, it's a new tour anyways, because there's so many stories to tell. So if you've been before, or if you haven't been in a while, come back and enjoy it again. So.
Well, I've lived here my whole life, and I've taken a tour on numerous occasions, and it's always very different, especially that 3rd floor. I really like that 3rd floor, Marcus. People need to come and see that.
Yeah, the 3rd floor is relatively new. I believe 2007, 2008 is when it opened, and you're right, it's the coolest floor in the house.
It really gives you a flavor for the family and how they lived.
It does.
Yeah. All right, we're road tripping in Beaumont, McFaddin-Ward House. It is a must-see here in Beaumont.